This poetry reading here at the Literary Cap.
Thank you, everybody. Hello, everybody. It's all me now.
Hello.
All Alex. I'm going to start off, read a little bit from my books. These are my books. You can find them on Class 4 Press. And just start off by reading them. A few poems. This first poem is called It Seems to Me. And it's really dedicated to all my friends and just people that I don't know who dedicate all their lives to fight for something that is really noble, but it seems so hard every day because you're faced with so many troubles along the way. So this is a poem for these people. It seems to me that this blue sphere looks like your eyes in deep despair. It seems to me you want to flee far from the zone of misery. It seems to me you're stuck between the zones of war and agony, and it appears that you and me are both exiled in disbelief, that everything they gave to us was proved to be extremely false. It seems to me you want to run beyond the borders of these times. It seems to me you want to break the unjust laws and crimes they make, and you don't want to join the ranks of massive herded at parades. It seems to me that you exist in plain disease by poverty, and all the struggles that you make are shut down by our enemy, and all attempts to break these chains are stifled by their bullet range. It seems to me that you sometimes want to retire and end this fight. Sometimes it seems that you grow tired, the flames of truth no longer light. Sometimes your brows sat deep in thought, and you seem like a little bird stuck in a cage we call the world, without a thought, without a word. But then you wake up, rain falls down, and sober eyes light up again, and you say to your mirrored frown, I'm gonna fight today again. And you go up, I'm paid for this struggle that you always need, but I adore your constant thirst for freedom that we cannot reach. Your break. This song is called Open Your Eyes. And this poem, basically, it's just like I put my mind inside of somebody living in a war zone, and so this is what they go through. Open your eyes, we're being buried, and there's more fighting on the verge. They say it's better for the planet to suffocate and seal in granite, to make a bullet burn enraged. Open your eyes, blood's on the carpet, and I can hear a moaning cry of the first bomb. A war has started. The time has come for us to die. For now we live in idle sorrow. We ponder seconds over wine, and at the same time people suffer. Look with disgust upon our lives. The sun might still rise up tomorrow, and it might just be you and I. And in that bleak and desperate moment, we will accept reluctantly our lives, and we will live in gray discomfort. We'll walk the fields upset by bombs, and we'll have nothing in our pockets, and we'll have nothing on our minds. For now we sit, we wait for something, we wait for someone to show up, and to confirm our tortured sorrow, drenched in God's filth, imperial blood. We so resemble our people. We have destroyed and enslaved us. We whisper words like peace and freedom, knowing they mean nothing to us. We don't know how to live as equals, and we attempt to make things right, and yet we still blame our children for the destruction that we've caused. We've turned our world into a war zone. We've turned our homes to cancer wards. We witness birds fly over borders, and in a shocking turn to horror, we watch those birds come burning down. Open your eyes, I beg you, promise me that we won't burn ourselves to shreds, that we'll live free, and maybe someday life will be good and kind to us. Last night, we were all merely children. Today, we're old and useless now. We rip to shreds all natural feelings, and we keep sinking down. We dislike our years abandoned. We spent our childhood behind bars, and all the hope and truth we carried has long died out and turned to rust. And sometimes we pick up those rusted words out of the gutter's depth. Our bridges burned, our windows busted. We've claimed our place and our despair. And in that place, there on the bottom, where nothing moves and nothing breathes, we sit through pages, strokes of trouble, and soak and bathe our hearts in grief. And sometimes comes a gust of sorrow, and life appears no longer dim, and we pretend that someone somewhere stood up and fought for you and me. And our eyes begin to sparkle, and we again begin to breathe, but it turns out that there's no one, nothing. That such a person never lived, and we keep staring through this darkness. Our eyes get dimmer in such states, and you no longer trust my nonsense, and I no longer trust your life.
Thank you very much.
Love is not arrayed in skills. It is like nature, raw and starving. No splendid luxury adorns it, nor is it ravishing and flawless. It has no virtue and no value. It isn't worth a fucking penny. We're like two animals in nature, descendants of a brutal family. I like to titillate my senses by being senseless, crushing flowers, aghast, exalted by my power, and by the colored rim of madness. Our love has set up many barriers between the world and our sick manners. We lead a life of slaves and masters, worshiping neither Ra nor Eris. And so I'm sitting cutting roses, and blood falls on the dirty floor, and I can see such depraved beauty exist and cut itself inside. Our nature is so masochistic. It loves to watch its branches bending, and earth get dirty and despairing, and tears to roll down the hills and plains. And from afar, long tired waves reach the cold coast of human torment, and ceaseless vagues of bloody torrent will bind our hands and suffocate. And we stand like two tired masters from the dark pages of Goethe. We contemplate our natural urges and watch as people eat themselves.
I have a few more. Is that fine? Yeah, fine.
Who's the charger?
I have no idea.
Or perhaps it's just better and slower and longer. I'm afraid to get bored of this madness. I enjoy getting lost in the wilderness of words and images created by ghosts of memory and disorder, especially when drinking and thinking and writing something down. It all makes no sense in the morning. Guzzling ink, tattered and harsh, nurturing words, rescuing something, writing forever on an island of losers, or in a plaza surrounded by giant brick buildings. I enjoy that solemn humanity of those huge granite structures that leap into cosmos to crash against clouds. Have you ever walked down those streets? We've built a bunch of them all over this country. This is where writing and misery collide. You can see it in the wall while in the public bathroom, just like in Notre Dame de Paris, where the misery is older and staler and has the scent of wine from the country, with the feeling of nausea you get in the subway. But here it is older, it is solid, it is still fresh and still living. Each graffiti is like a beating heart, with paint still rolling down the walls. Sometimes you can hear them running away under giant highway bridges near construction sites from the police. I come here to write. I come to a construction site with cranes, with metal poles and fake mud hills. Here it is raw and defunct. Here I feel right at home, because I don't belong here. That's what it's called, Blue Vase Museum.